Well, it is July 22nd and I'm at Dash Point State Park, which is kind of near Tacoma, Washington. Wait, what? I thought you were on a road trip to Maine. Yes, and that road trip will continue probably in a few weeks. I'd been on the road for almost 6 weeks and I just needed to come back to Washington to take care of a few things. Plus, there's a major family function next week, which is okay. I'll attend that, but it's not the main reason why I came back here. So for at least the next couple days, I'm going to spend my time here in the South Puget Sound area, which is really nice because I can get away from that heat that I was experiencing in Montana and Wyoming. Plus, there's a lot more shade and a lot more opportunities for swimming if I do need to cool off. So yeah, we'll try to piece together a video over the next couple days to see what happens, so stick around. Okay, this is where I've been hanging out. Nice little shady spot for at least the last hour. It is Saturday, so it is pretty busy, but as you've seen from some of the clips, the tide is way out. It's probably a negative tide right now, so it does kind of dissipate all the people. I'm going to walk back to the main portion of the park here in just a moment. I've been at the park for at least several hours. I did a hike a little bit earlier, checked out the campground, so we'll film a little bit of it now. Alright, kind of a weird turn of events just happened. I looked up and I saw someone swimming in the Puget Sound. I was like, okay, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. But then on further inspection, I saw like a dinghy or almost like a small Zodiac just floating in the water, and the guy was swimming out to it. Turns out it had come loose from the dock or wherever it was tied up. So luckily, no one was injured, but the guy did come walking down the beach. There's a couple houses down this way, so he got his boat back. I'm hiking back to my car, and I've never been to Dash Point State Park, so I don't really know the layout. There's a much closer parking lot than what I parked at. I think I'm gonna have to hike about 2/10 or 3/10 of a mile. It's not some good elevation though. And this parking lot is a lot smaller, but it does have some excellent shade, so there's that. There isn't really a lot of hiking from the parking lot that I stopped at. I think we're actually coming up on the group site maybe, but otherwise we'll figure out some places to hike, even if it's just on the road. Okay, I was just kind of driving around the area and I came across Redondo Beach. I've heard about it once or twice, but I've never actually been down here. It seems like a really nice waterfront. They got a little bit of a boardwalk, so I'm going to walk down to the end of that. And I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit and call it a night. Good morning. It's day 2 of my ventures down here in the South Puget Sound area. I've actually moved to the Puyallup area. Typical van life fashion, I have a membership at Planet Fitness, so I'm going to get a shower this morning, work out. But right now, I'm on a trail next to the Puyallup River. So I'm going to hike on this a little bit, then we'll head over to Planet Fitness, and then I got to go to the grocery store. And also laundry. I was supposed to do it on Saturdays, but I just didn't have time yesterday. Okay, I just finished up with all my errands, going to the gym, showering, doing laundry, and I'm going to go up to Harstine Island, specifically the Gerald Cove State Park. So here we go.
Okay, I made it to Gerald Cove State Park. State Park actually has two docks, so we're going to tour around this one. Then we'll go up to the campground, tour around that, and then go to the other boat dock. I did get a campsite for tonight. It's $32, which is much higher than I normally like to pay for a standard non-electric site. But this is a nice campground.
When I used to live out in this area and I wanted something to do for the day, I'd come out here to Harstine Island. It's not too far from where I lived. This is especially true when I was riding my bicycle. There's a county park just off the island. Okay, I moved up to the campground area and you're basically looking at the entire campground. You got this one road in here and there's only about 20 slots. There's only a few of those are on those first come first served basis. Most of them are reservable. So it's a nice little quiet campground. There are a couple of campsites just for canoes and kayaks down by the water. They're currently occupied though. Okay, as I said, this is a walk-in campsite. I may sleep in my van. If not, I mean, I have all my stuff to tent camp, so it's pretty nice down here.
All right, this is by the other boat dock. Okay, it's much later on in the day, and I'm back here at this first dock. You may notice the tide has come way in, and that will wrap it up for today.
Good morning. It's day 3 in the South Puget Sound, still at Gerald Cove State Park. Will say I love all these little inlets. The only other place I've seen kind of like this is Newport News, Virginia. So they got a 1 mile hiking trail, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then I got a little bit more cleaning up this morning, and then we'll get going. I know there's another state park here at Harstine Island, so I might be able to pull off and do that before getting off the island. So I pulled over here at Harstine Island State Park. It's very primitive. It's also pretty small. There's a lot of private land around here, but there is quite a few hiking trails. I'm going to see if I can get down to the water, but I can't promise it. I can see the water from where I'm hiking. Okay, so they do have beach access, and like I said, this is a very primitive spot, and I'm guessing it doesn't get a lot of use at all. I mean, it's the middle of summer. I know it is Monday, but even on the weekends. Okay, I pulled over at a county park. We're off the island now, and we're actually looking back across the bridge that takes us over to the island. Like I said, I used to ride my bike around this island, and I'd pull over at this county park, ride my bike across the bridge, and just do the loop around the island. So here in a little bit, we'll go into town and then see what happens from there. Okay, so I've moved along here. I'm at Yeager Park in Olympia. After I left the state park, I did stop in Shelton, Washington for a little bit. It was raining pretty hard. I did get out and walk around a little bit, but it's definitely an area that I'm going to have to go back to sometime to visit some more when I'm up on the peninsula. I think a little bit later tonight, I'll go down to the waterfront if I have time. There's one more errand that I got to run before the end of today. Okay, I made it to the waterfront and I'm at West Bay Park. I've never actually been over here to the park or even to the west side of the bay. Most of the time I've been here in Olympia is in the downtown, which you're seeing right now. It's almost 7 o'clock already. It's still kind of sprinkling, but hey, I like this weather, so there you go. I think this will wrap it up for day 3 in the South Puget Sound. Good morning. I think it's day 4 in the South Puget Sound area, back here at West Bay Park in Olympia. It's already getting on in the day. I was waiting for a call from somebody and they didn't call right away, so I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit. There is a little bit of a hiking trail nearby that goes to several neighborhoods, I think. And then I'll have some lunch, and then not really sure what the rest of the day will hold. I think I might explore a little bit more in the Olympia area, so there you go. Okay, so I've made it to the trail that I was talking about. It's the Garfield Nature Trail. Don't think it's too long, so we'll see what happens. Might end up walking around through the neighborhoods and the businesses around here, so here you go.
Okay, I decided to walk into downtown Olympia from West Bay Park. They have a little bit of a boardwalk, a marina, and several observation points. Depending on how far down I decide to go on the waterfront, might be a couple miles round trip. Okay, I've made it down to Port Plaza. They actually have an observation deck, which I'm about to go up into. Okay, I'm up on the observation deck and we're looking north. They do have a small seaport. I think it's mostly just logging activity. Now we're looking back towards the end of the bay, the way in which I came from. And with that, I'm going to wrap up this video, so I want to thank you for watching.